and two, when you're playing
Right.
in ranked, for example, a lot of the games only allow you like single or duo, and so I think it's really important that you're able to communicate with your team. And obviously, it's very difficult if people are on different platforms. You can't invite them to Discord and such. So I
Sorry.
think putting it into the game is gonna really help people just
Gonna leave
build
my
those
water
social
alone.
relationships and then also coordinate way better. And I think that's how predecessors, I think that's how predecessors are supposed to be enjoyed.
Um. Yeah.
Agreed.
Denson. Bye bye.
Agreed.
Good luck with
Very
work.
exciting features coming in to this. Now, Demande, we want to get a little bit of an insight on how this is going to work in
Air
Predecessor. How
purifier.
are we
Yeah, that's
bringing
good. You
voice
have
chat
some really good
into this
ones
game?
out there. I would like
Yeah,
that
for
to.
sure. So there's a couple different options going on. So you'll enter the game, and then you'll be able to connect your account, your Discord account to the client, and then but you don't have to actually. You can, and then that'll allow you to use your main Discord account. But we do just give you like a burner account if you choose not to, that you can use or not use. So with that, once you join an actual like party,
Okay.
you can just speak to your teammates freely. You can mute, deafen, your standard voice chat tools. And then you can also go into team chat in the draft and talk to everybody in draft. So right away, you can start strategizing, let people know what you want to pick, ask for swapping, banning, all that stuff right there in the draft. And then you'll get into game and you'll be able to speak to the same people if you choose to. Again, if you don't choose to, it's all optional. And yeah, it's super convenient. We've got text chat as well, along with DMs. So you'll be able to DM your friends
That's
inside
nice. I like
Predecessor,
that.
I believe,
Yeah.
to outside in
I love
Discord, or
that.
the other way around. I think that works pretty seamlessly.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great. Like for example, we hold playtests, right? And we have to do cross-platform playtests because it's a cross-platform game. So we'll have people playing on like PC, Xbox, PlayStation. And I remember I was playing this one playtest. I was playing on PC, playing like Grux Jungle, and I have a Gideon mid playing playing on PS5, and like we both die in a fight. We respawn. The enemy's taking Fang Tooth. We come on Don's side up to the back of the Fang pit, and he's like, "Yo, you want me to like portal you in? Do you have hunt?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And then he portals me in. We jump in. I steal it. He ults. I ult. We kill everyone. It's like that wouldn't have happened without VC. So
Yeah,
super useful tools.
I think what's
Yeah,
really
it's true.
cool
It
is,
could be
so
handy, but I
to
think
be
it's
clear,
gonna be so
basically we've
toxic.
partnered with Discord,
I'm
and
scared.
we are integrating a Discord solution inside the client. So we'll be one of the first people to integrate that. What that means
That's
is
cool.
voice and text is powered by Discord, so the quality is basically Discord level quality, which I think is basically the best. But
Yeah,
the
that's
cool thing
awesome.
is it's powered by Discord, but you don't even have to use Discord. So for people that don't want to link their account, they can just play as if it was a normal game with
No
voice
worry.
chat, and they
I will
never have
turn
to
off voice chat
interact with the Discord
instantly.
functionality if they don't want to. Of course, if they do decide to link their account, they can now interact with people on Discord, and in future updates, it'll also pull your friends list from Discord so that you can invite people from your Discord right from Predecessor and vice versa. And also, if you're like me and my friends are always, we text over Discord, but I'm playing Predecessor and I don't want to like tab in and tab out, your DMs will come straight into Predecessor and vice
You're right,
versa. You can reply
Papa.
to your friends without leaving Predecessor and it'll go straight into Discord. So I think it's going to be really awesome. And there's even more things that we'll be adding, like rich presence, deep linking, which will allow you to invite friends straight to your party through Discord. So I think it's going to be really exciting. The start is just voice and text chat, and then we'll continue to build on that. So I think it's a really cool integration. And also it works across all platforms. So it works on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
That's pretty huge. I don't know if you guys heard that in chat. This is a Discord integration with Predecessor. That's absolutely
crazy.
Huge. Robbie, I did want to ask a quick question. Like, have you had like another?
I believe it's harder to like track things in voice chat, so it's harder to ban people. I believe.
I don't know if we set up a sick play, but me and Stegs were playing earlier today, and we killed someone, and then we're like, "Good job." So it felt good to be able to tell them, "Good job," even though I felt like I did 99% of the work, but it was
what?
Cool.
I knew this was coming. As soon as you started talking about it, I was like, this is going to be like,
I'll
this
just
is gonna make me feel
ping
good,
out of
and
mana.
then he's going to take it away.
He took
But
the
it is
kill
very
level 1.
cool.
I feel like I did most of the work, and then he got the
Yeah.
last hit. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, you
Unmute.
kind of did do a lot of the work. I mean, look, I tried. I stunned him. Okay, I did something, and that is what's
Out of
important.
mana.
But
Exactly.
Robbie did tell me good job, and I told him good job, and it did make me feel very good. I must admit.
And just off the back of what Robbie said about cross-platform, like it's so nice to be able to like sit at your couch or whatever and play Pred and not have to have your phone there, like typing in Discord. Like you can just type. Like, it's crazy. It just works.
Yeah, that's all really cool.
That's incredible. That's really awesome. I can't wait to see this in game and actually start, saying some stuff to some people. Hey, you want to get in on this? You want to get on this? Come on, let's bring it on. I think that's going to be really exciting. Now, Stegs, we have another cool thing popping up. What's going on next?
We do have another very cool thing popping up. Up next, we are going to chat a little bit about the next battle pass.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, first question, Robbie DeMonde,
Looking
I
forward
don't
to
know
that.
who wants to,
Hello,
who wants to
Stones.
take
Hi.
this first.
How you doing?
But can we expect a battle pass soon?
Yeah, I mean, I could take it, or DeMonde can, but
Go on, Robbie. You
yeah,
take
we're dropping a battle pass in 1.4, and I think DeMonde can talk a little bit about kind of how that works. But it's also in conjunction with the loot cores that we mentioned that some of you guys may have heard about. So maybe DeMonde,
you
can walk
got
through the
the
battle
loot
pass.
course out of there.
Yeah, for sure. So
Whoa,
we heard
that's
feedback on the last battle pass. For Winterfest.
That skin looks sick.
Most people loved it. I mean, we were pretty proud of it. It was pretty awesome. There were a couple of complaints, namely the one where it was like kind of centered around Argus. And it's like, what if you don't like Argus? Fair point. So we've decided to kind of try to fix that part of the battle pass, and part of that.
I'm doing good as well, Stunt.
So we've added a ton of loot cores into the battle pass.
Yeah,
both on the free
definitely.
side and paid side, I believe. And hopefully that should allow everybody to get something that they want. This is in conjunction with the Opal store, right? So if you are opening a ton of these cores, you will be getting some opals, be able to choose kind of what you want, instead of us kind of giving you a curated solution. That being said, this is also a longer battle pass. So this is a 60 level battle pass, which is
60,
I believe double from the size of our last one, which is quite huge. And you can see there that yeah, I'm not sure if we've leaked these skins yet, but yeah, that's there's these Shadow Ops Sereth skins. This is a Shadow Ops themed battle pass.
Yeah.
Hand it to you, Robbie. Do you want to say anything else?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think you covered most of it. I think just to reiterate on that point was,
yeah, you see a bear over
I'm
there.
not
You
that
see a
much of
bear
an Argus
icon.
enjoyer, so the battle pass in Christmas was cool, but I feel like if you didn't really enjoy the heroes that were there, it may have been a little disappointing. But at least here, with the addition of the loot cores, you can get stuff for your heroes, and then also the addition of the opal currency. You can get some really cool skins that are quite exclusive through that as well. So hopefully there's something for everyone in this battle pass, both on the free and paid side. And then I think the team just did an amazing job on the Shadow Ops theme. So there's a bunch of skins there that are Shadow Ops themed based on I think it's Twin Blast was the original Shadow Ops that people really loved. So I think the Seraph skin here looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's dope. It's really cool.
I still use the Shadow Ops Twin Blast skin, maybe because that's the only one I have for him, but I still use it. And I'm excited to see these ones in the game. So I mean,
you want to
like, look around
which
in the
battle
pass over here. You might see a little bit of sneaks here and there, but really exciting. Stegs,
oh yeah,
about the battle
pass? You like that one?
I
don't like that one.
Generally, just excited about it. The thing for me is like the whole community feedback thing. Like we saw a lot of people giving us feedback on the Winterfest one, and I'm just, as a community manager, just generally super happy to have us take that feedback on board and put it into the next battle pass. I think it's going to be really, really cool, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what everyone thinks of it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting. And
I'm looking
two
forward
things
to
I
that
wanted to
skin.
mention about the loot cores, which are, you know, it's kind of tied to the battle pass. One is that we saw a lot of feedback when we announced the loot cores about the quantum cores, which are kind of the upgraded version of the iron core, that people didn't like that commons dropped in them. So we're going to be evaluating that feedback and kind of looking into potential changes there. I think that's a good example of, we want to try and share
Sounds
things
good.
with you guys as soon as possible, and then you guys can give us feedback, and then we can adjust based on the feedback that you guys share with us. So we're definitely looking at that. The other one was people asked about the iron cores. You can basically log in each day and buy an iron core with amber, so completely for free just by playing the game. It's a small amount of amber, so it's nothing large. We'll share more details on specific values later, but it's a very tiny amount of amber. So
Beautiful.
hopefully
Sounds
that
good.
answers people's questions.
Beautiful. So we're getting loot cores, we're getting a battle pass, we have stuff to grind, we have daily stuff to get. Really exciting stuff. So we have things to grind, everybody. Speaking of things to grind, I mean, everyone loves to grind ranked mode, right? Ranked mode is one of those things that we love to get into, grind it out, get as high as we can. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's get into the ranked mode here, because I know a lot of people are on the edge of their seats waiting for it. Robbie, tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So with ranked, you know, we're planning on making a few improvements to rank
Hello,
mode, which
Woshi.
Derek will touch on.
Hello,
So
Wolfpack.
we're looking at season
How you
1 to
doing,
potentially
Woshi?
start with 1.5. And the main reason for that is with 1.4, as you guys will see, we're making pretty massive changes to the game, and a lot of heroes are being adjusted. And so we want a bit of time for the dust to settle before we begin the next rank season, because of how big these changes are. And we're
Yeah.
also planning to do another rank 24/7 test with the start of season 1.5.
Okay.
And as with our previous test,
1.5.
we saw
you said,
some
though.
issues that we wanted to address, particularly around match quality and queue times. So this will just give us a bit more time to make sure that we're addressing some of those issues, so that we can ensure the next test is going to be as successful as possible. But I'll let Demonde talk about some of the changes that we're planning to make.
Yeah, thanks, Robbie.
Yeah.
So we're planning on making a few changes around draft mainly. We found that people have issues with being able to declare the intent of what hero they want to play. Now, voice chat will help with this also, but we're adding an intent phase to draft. So you'll be able to hover the hero for 10 seconds that you want to play before anybody's able to ban. This should ensure that, you know, your teammates don't accidentally try to ban the hero that you want to play. Moreover, people left a lot of feedback around how banning actually works. So if one entire team chooses Feng Mao, the other entire team chooses Feng Mao, it
Yeah,
can ban
that's
Feng Mao on
annoying.
both sides, right? And this can feel to both teams like they wasted their ban.
Yeah.
So to fix this, we've actually added a second ban to both teams and made it
Nice.
snake draft for bans. So the first team will ban,
Yeah.
and the second team will vote, then the first team will vote again, and the second team will vote again.
Okay, nice.
So you'll have 4
Sounds
unique
good.
bans every
Yeah.
game, never have a wasted ban, and then you'll be able to get into draft from there.
But so as I
as Robbie
understand,
said, 1.5 is the target for the start of season 1. We will need 24 hours of downtime before that to knock everybody's rank back to kind of a
I need to
area
grind
we deem
ranked. I
fit
need
based
to
on the
get
algorithm.
Paragon,
So
guys,
we
before
won't
it's
be
over.
restarting everybody from
Fuck.
the beginning. Obviously, if you're close to the beginning, you probably will. But yeah, so just for our Paragon players out there, like, you're not going to be going back to bronze. Like, don't worry about that. But we will knock everybody back for season 1. So split
gonna be
1
back at
of season
bronze.
1 should last for about 18 weeks until 1.8. And
Well, you have
that should
placement
be enough
matches.
time to be able to climb to where, you know, you belong, to be able to prove your worth and get those rewards that we're going to be giving out. We'll also be giving out rewards for season 0, but that will come a little bit later. Like, that messaging will come a little bit later, and not from me on the stream. Yeah, like Robbie said, we're planning on testing that 24/7 ranked again right at the start of season 1, split 1 for 3 weeks. So that'll be super cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
that's
he said
pretty
like
much all from me on ranked.
Paragon people will not get back to
I'm
bronze.
just going to jump
but
in. I've seen a couple of people ask about this downtime. We're talking about ranked downtime, not game downtime, right?
Yeah, 100%.
does
We're
that
talking
mean you
about
have
24
placement
hours of
matches
ranked
or
downtime
like
the
what's
day before the
up with
patch. So when
that?
the patch drops, the downtime will stop. You can instantly get into ranked. Yeah, but we need that time to basically freeze all accounts and calculate rewards.
Good stuff. Just wanted to clarify. I saw
Yeah,
some
for
panic
sure.
in the chat, and I was like, "It's all good. I'll swoop in."
So I'm hearing lots of incredible stuff.
And they
So I'm
said
hearing
about that
improvements
if you
to the ranked mode
hover
itself,
over
improvements to the
a
matchmaking,
hero that you want to play,
end of season
people cannot ban
rewards,
that
a
hero.
new season
I
dropping,
don't
another 24/7
I
hour
don't
or 24/7
completely
hour.
understand that because
Ah,
like
better
still
choice,
even if
you
you
good?
wanted to
All
play
right.
that hero, right? Then
Another
me
24/7
team might be
test,
first to
and
pick
then
and you
1.5,
might still
we're
wanna ban that
looking to see
hero.
season 1
So are you
of a
not
ranked
able
start.
to
Am
ban
I-
that
am I
hero
correct on all
anymore
those
then?
counts there?
If someone
100%.
hovers over it? If they
That's-
wanna
that's
play
pretty
that hero?
exciting. So that
I
seems
don't
like
understand.
it's, you know, that's what a lot of the questions were around. So chat, I hope you're excited. Ranked mode coming officially. I'm really excited for that, even though I may be a silver level player. Just don't look at my account, okay? Just don't. It's fine.
I feel you, man. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. It's all good. We'll be silvers together. Robbie can join us as well.
It'd be my pleasure.
Let's go. Okay, so I missed something, everybody. We have a 500 platinum giveaway coming up here. I missed it a little bit earlier, but it's fine. I want to see someone in chat get some plat, get some 500 plat. You know what I'm talking about. It's going to be a keyword giveaway, and I want you guys to type in leaks. Leaks is the keyword.
Why would you want them to type that choice? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why. I just felt like it. So type in leaks in the chat to enter in our giveaway for 500 plats.
I don't understand. I wish they
Oh,
would have
goodness
clarified that
gracious.
more. But
All right, I'm seeing everybody. Everybody.
the chat is wild. I cannot.
There's
Like-
a lot of leaks in this chat.
They
There's a
they
lot
don't
of
see
leaks
my
in the chat.
message.
Wrong leaks. It's not LEEKS, not the vegetable.
Yeah, how you
or
been,
whatever it is, a
Wolfpack?
root or
How
something
you
like that.
been?
It is leaks. Something
No,
that
don't do it, Rick.
Robbie does all the time. Not
Um,
choice.
Quite
definitely.
some, yeah.
Didn't
Robbie
you
does
just
that.
leak something like?
Okay,
a little
first of all,
video?
voice chat.
No,
Know what you're
Oh.
talking
I
about.
don't know what you're
And
talking about.
I didn't see anything.
OBS
um,
lied to me. Is all I'm gonna say.
we'll get
okay?
ranks
Lied to
reset
me.
at 1.5.
It is not my fault.
The
All right.
struggle.
We'll have 4 bans
live streams.
in ranks.
Yeah.
We got a new
Yeah.
battle pass coming
All
up
right, everybody, get your
with a
last
really
little...
cool
Someone said I saw
Sarah
Wukong?
skin. It's really cool.
Robbie, you have any words?
Well, I've been
And
monkeying around lately, but that's about it.
the loot course, we've seen that.
Beautiful. All right, everybody, I'm about to pull this winner with leaks.
You
not
have
by choice.
with the ranked
I'm
mode,
choosing in 3.
if you hover over a hero,
All right.
because you wanna
Ski
play
Boy
that,
Jenkins, you
it
are
cannot
the
That's a
winner.
good
get
name.
bans or
That is
something. I
such a
didn't
good
really
name.
understand that.
Such a
I
good
tried to
name.
type in chat,
Ski
like,
Boy Jenkins.
how does that work? But
Don't forget to message us
Chat
either
as
on
well,
Predecessor
like,
Game Twitch
there's too
account
much messages.
with your in-game name, or just say, "Hey, I won."
Say, hey, I won. That works.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. And Stags will get to you, Ski Roy Jenkins. All right, everybody.
It's
Let me look
about
at Handy dandy little sheet
the
here
plat giveaway now.
as I set up the next giveaway. I think we're gonna keep it. I think we're gonna keep it as leaks. We're just gonna keep it as leaks. All right, everybody. If you haven't entered into the giveaway yet, type in leaks into the chat. That's all you got to do. Just leaks, no exclamation point. Just type in leaks in the chat for another 500 plat giveaway. While we segue into a quick video, but before we do, let's all say
If I win, I would give
adios
it away.
to our friend Demande, who has given us amazing info on the next ranked season. Demande, do you have any last words?
Yeah, for sure. I really appreciate being on the stream and getting to talk to you guys. It's always a highlight of my months whenever it happens, and I can't wait to come on again and share some more stuff. But no, it's been fun. Appreciate everybody that plays Pred. It's a game we all know and love. So, peace.
All right, everybody, enjoy this video from the Predecessor Creator Guild.
Oh.
We ready for
This is rough, bro.
Here we go, chat. This is our year. We running the game, but this is question of feet. I stole it. Wanna be played?
Here.
Nah, it's how it's done.
Doing it for the team. This is our moment. This is our time.
Oh my gosh, I'm just built different.
Time to rise. What?
Yeah.
It's time to rise.
Love this game. Love this game.
This is our time. It's our time.
They didn't put my video in there. Alright. Alright. I did see myself in the end. I saw like the disappearing stuff.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. This time, it's for real. Now you know.
Okay.
We're joined by Blood Mortius. Hello, welcome in, Blood Mortius. How you feeling?
Hey, yeah, great choice, yeah.
Awesome. Are you excited to talk about what's next?
Ecstatic, yeah. 1.4 is a massive update. I've been working so hard on it over the past months.
Man, that's
and,
crazy.
all
I
these
spent
hero kit
hours and
reworks,
hours
the new
looking through
character,
videos
it's
and
so exciting.
trying
So
to
many
grab
big
a good
changes, and I
video.
can't wait to see them in play.
All right, Stegs, will you bring us into the name of the actual hero that I totally didn't leak earlier?
That's it. I mean, I think you all know it, but the next hero coming is, of course, none other than Boris.
Hey!
And keep an eye out later on in the week for
that's
the full trailer.
that's
What you
wild.
saw there was
That's
a cheeky
wild.
little snippet of it, which is it's really cool. There's
I also like.
there's a
So
little bit of
apparently
lore
it was
stuff
about the reaction
around
that's.
Boris.
Okay,
which
sorry,
we'll
I'm still
get
good.
into. We'll touch on it a little bit as Blood starts chatting about it.
Thank you so much, Thomas.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I do, champ.
Yeah, no, Boris is great. He was actually headed by a different designer, Ray. Who's not with us today, but I'll be talking about him. I've been helping with the whole process, so very familiar with the character and its
Boris,
design.
yeah, Boris, yeah.
But yeah, in terms of the lore, Boris, we've worked a little bit harder on this narrative, and we tried to incorporate into more areas of the game. Basically, he is originally this powerful spiritual sort of nature deity. He took the form of a bear and resided over sort of the nature of his home world. But eventually there was this conflict and he lost this battle on that same planet after being like tracked down and hunted. And with this, his avatar was basically stolen.
I did see they didn't pick my video, Bear. I spent hours looking through my videos and picking out good videos.
These updates, and basically they are this powerful interdimensional shadow government.
I had really good reaction
and
videos
in order
as
to help
well.
them create this ultimate cold-hearted killing machine, they stole this nature deity and put it into this like cybernetic contraption that creates what Boris is today. Yeah, a lot of this lore we've been trying to capture in his like VO, and you can sort of see a bit behind that killing machine mask, almost as if the deity's trying to escape.
I did see myself at the end.
Free again. But we'll also be referring to other areas of the game, like the battle pass, skin lines, and even future character stories as they come out. We'll be sort of seeing Boris through the lens of those characters as well.
Boris, mate.
Very
Bear, yeah. Bear, you gotta play
lore.
Boris.
I mean, we've been getting those snippets here and there. I remember when Argus came out and there was all that really fun stuff that we were able to
they
do,
leaked
the
a
puzzle
lot
and everything.
with
super cool. But now we're getting into the shadow ops, little shadow government thing. Oh, that's really cool. That's really exciting.
It's very cool.
You better, Bear.
It's
you
like
better.
It's kind of the beginning of us building out, the world of Predecessor as well. So over the next few updates, you're going to see that kind of evolve through this story. And it's really exciting. I've been wanting lore just like everybody else for so long, and I'm just like, every time I read more stuff, I'm like, ooh, that's really, really cool.
Okay, I just have to throw it out there. Can I show the video now as Blood and Robbie take it over and talk a little bit about some kit stuff?
You may show the video.
Okay. Okay, sweet.
Go ahead, Bud.
All right,
I think the game designer looks so nice. I don't know, he seems like a nice guy.
So Boris, this character primarily intended to be a jungler, but I'm sure our community will find many creative ways to find other places to play him. He is somewhat viable in offlane in certain matchups too.
An alien, yeah, that'd be
seems
cool.
pretty good. But yeah, jungle is definitely the intended role. His kit lends well to these powerful early game ganks, really fast clear speed. He also has some high sustain, makes him a little bit more accessible. Maybe you want to play something a bit different to like Chimera. He has similar play patterns there. But yeah, basically, how does he do this? Well, we've got this short range dash that he does that you'll see used repeatedly during the video. He basically lashes forward, does a couple strikes, does a lot of damage. It's very bread and butter, just basic ability. But to enhance this play pattern, his passive is this ramping attack speed. So you'll see these capsules appearing on his back as he like attacks enemy heroes, monsters, and such. And when he reaches maximum, like 4 capsules, this core will release from his back, and it will begin to zap enemy heroes that he attacks with like his basic attacks and his R&B and do more damage, and he gets more healing, more attack speed, and this bear just gets mauling and laying into his prey. It's super cool. And then as for these like early ganks, his Q ability, he basically sniffs, and in this large cone that goes forward, he's able to find the closest target and he marks them, so they're actually able to see that he's marked them. So there's a bit of counterplay there. You can try and escape him, but try is the key word there, because he's going to run at you with extreme speeds unlike we've ever seen in Predecessor before, and attempt to dash onto you and maul you. So you'll see him running really, really fast. These early ganks are quite scary. Make sure you ward deep into the enemy Boris's jungle, catch him on his camps, otherwise you're going to be surprised by a bear sprinting at you at Mach 10.
Holy shit.
He's
That's
also got
really
his
cool
E
though.
ability,
That's
which
really
is,
cool.
really cool one. So basically you gain a bunch of DR, like this shield. We've got this really cool like red VFX that coats him.
Skyler.
Damage, and during this time he can still act as normal, but during it he can reactivate it to fear nearby enemies and damage them. This works really well with his dash ability. You come sprinting to the lane, you dash behind them, fear them back into your team. It's your bread and butter, and you can just lay into them then. And then, as you might have seen during the video, probably the most exciting part of his kit is his ultimate, the suplex. So he just flies forward, grabs the first hero that he comes into contact with, launches them up into the air, and then slams them down into the ground towards the direction he dashed them into. And it does massive damage in the area that he lands too, so you can launch tanks into their carries and nuke them and try and blow them up. That's really fun. And you've got some cool ganking gameplay patterns where, again, you can dash through the enemy, fear them, and then ult them back into your team. You can do some cool tower dive moments with it. It's amazing. Really cool. It's probably one of my favorite abilities that we've got in the game. It's very visually impressive. There's lots of cool gameplay implications. I want to see lots of suplexes, lots of montages to Maroon 5 animals. It's super fun, super exciting ability.
I saw you, Bear. I was like, Bear. Okay, I typed in chat.
First impressions when you started playing with this kit, Boris. What did you think?
I loved it. To be honest, we have like all the other hero updates, but I always end up picking Boris because he's so fun. Like the other stuff, the other heroes are really good, really cool, and I definitely spend time trying them. But if I get the chance to play Boris, I'm always picking him because you can run at people like insanely fast, and then you can use your fear, but you can ult them, and then the fear won't go off until you land. So what I try to do is I try to ult people into my tower and then fear them so they run back into my tower and just kill themselves. Shit. And it's hilarious. It's like so fun. And then obviously he's got like this nice little dash, which I really like, and he's just like clawing people away. It feels really satisfying. So he's super fun to play. I really enjoyed him, and I literally, like, we had a playtest today and I played him again. It's so much fun. And then his like sniffing is really, really funny as well, because if you don't sniff someone, he kind of feels disappointed. So it's quite nice.
Also, that that sniff, when you're on the other end of it, it is absolutely terrifying. You're when you're against it and you're just in lane, you just get this this icon above your head and this big sound effect. It's genuinely terrifying, and you just know you're about to die. You just get it, and you're like, I'm dead. I can't do anything, and you don't know where he's coming from. You can't see
That's
him.
so fucked up.
So it's a really interesting character to play against as well. I haven't actually. You guys keep stealing Boris every time we do play test, so I just have to.
Yeah, that's really cool.
He's fun but terrifying. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat talk about
Sprints.
the.
I love Turbo.
Specifically, by the way, the alt out
yeah,
of the
it's
air.
Boris. It's Boris.
So Bloodlight, that's one thing to touch on as well, is that alt is directional as well.
Yeah, you can ult upwards, which means you can grab howitzers out of the sky, skylers out of the sky. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No longer being out of reach as a melee character is a very satisfying feeling when you have this tool available.
So what I'm hearing is that this isn't necessarily a lock-on. It's like a short dash, basically.
Short, yeah.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Okay. So no lock-on. There is a possibility to miss this and feel very, very disappointed.
Yeah.
High risk to it.
I feel like the good thing is that it's not a lock-on, is that you can also use it to escape. So like we were in a team fight today, and I was like, oh, I'm about to die, and I just used my ult to dash in the opposite direction, right? So you do get that, but then you also get the ability to like jump, aim at people in the sky, and like slam them from the sky, which feels cool. I think it feels cool that it's not a lock-on, right? Like you aimed and you did something, it feels way more rewarding because you just grab like a skylar or a howitzer out the sky, and when you miss it feels bad, but it should feel bad because you missed, but then it makes when you hit it feeling really good.
Yeah, I agree.
This is like one of the most visceral kits I've ever witnessed. Just watching Boris fly up in the air and slam him down just like that. I can't wait. I am not like a melee champ main by any stretch of the imagination.
Me neither.
But I'm going to be playing Boris because this is very sick.
No
it's a lot of fun.
No pizza.
Yeah, no, I've seen some amazing moments during his testing.
Yeah,
I think
cool,
one of
right?
my favorite, just talking on that fear idea.
Glory, yeah.
Of how terrifying it is to play against him was actually a Morn and a Boris on the same team, and the darkness came in on the enemy Sparrow. The mark was on her, and this bear just comes sprinting out the darkness straight into her and just suplexes her. And it's one of the funniest things. I've just got it embedded in my head. It's so good.
That's so good. This also introduces another mechanic technically into the game. We got mesmerized with Morn in the last one, and now we're getting a fear. So you've got a pull in and a push out. That's we're starting to see some really interesting and exciting mechanics jump into Predecessor. How does it feel to ship these new mechanics into the game and see them play out?
It's nice to differentiate the CC a little bit. It really makes the character feel a bit more unique and it's a bit more thematic.
Yeah, it does indeed.
Again, just leans to this idea this bear is terrifying. Your character literally has to run away from him, which is really awesome. And with the mesmerize logic sort of worked on for Morn, it was much easier to then go about putting the fear in the game. But of course, we did also have the challenge of figuring out the grab and how he launches you up into the air. That was quite a tricky part to figure out too. So that's like another new mechanic the character introduces, which is really fun.
I could probably watch that all day. That was so stinking cool.
So good.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Well, I'm thoroughly fleshed because I can't wait to play this character.
Yeah, the amount of times Kalari escaped just by going over
Boris,
the walls.
Drop next week, right? That's when 1.4 drops.
Yep.
It's not next week. It's the week after.
Week after.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. 11th. Yeah.
I know how to tell time. I'm good, guys. Okay. You kind of covered a lot about Boris. I almost don't want this video to go away. Maybe that's why I totally accidentally showed it a little bit earlier. But we have to continue. The show must go on. And with that, we have another 500 plat giveaway. Okay? So if you haven't put leaks into the chat, no exclamation mark, nothing. You just have to put in leaks. Type in leaks to enter the giveaway for 500 platinum. And if you win, don't forget to message us here on Predecessor Game, and Stegs will get you taken care of. I'm pointing Stegs out.
True. I can confirm. That's what I'll do. Kari helps as well, to be fair. Kari does help as well. That's it.
Very true. Shout out Kari.
Yeah. Shout out to Kari.
Okay. My gosh, dude. I can't get Boris launching people in the air out of my head. That must have been insane to code. That's why I'm not a coder or a game developer. I just play the game and really enjoy.
Yeah, no, it was definitely tricky. Just figuring out even what pose the other character should be in and setting that up for every character was quite tricky.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun to me.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, I'm about to pull this 500 platinum giveaway. Make sure you type in leaks in the chat because I'm about to pull it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mephilis _
Congrats.
Congratulations, you just won 500 platinum. Don't forget to message us here on Predecessor Game once again. Let us know, hey, I'm the winner. Woohoo. Mephilis _ you're such a champ. You're a winner. You didn't get grabbed by Boris and slammed into the ground.
Not yet. But you
right.
will.
He will.
Sure.
He will. Yeah.
It's gonna happen eventually. We just all have to prepare ourselves for it. And honestly, if that happens to me, I'm probably still gonna be like, that was sick.
I can confirm it. I've been on the receiving end of it a lot, and that is the feeling. Like you sure you die, but you're like, that was pretty cool. You can't really argue with that.
Gonna yeet us.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that. All right, this is another topic that we have teased ever since the last live stream that we did, the 1.3 live stream, that there are updates to heroes. And that's why we have the man Blood Mortius and Robbie on here to talk a little bit about some updates to some hero kits.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna leap in and start summarizing.
He's excited.
Yeah,
he's in there. He's ready.
Do it,
ready
Blood.
to talk about this.
You don't need us. We'll sit back. We'll sit here.
We'll take a 15-minute break and you
we'll
go.
Get a drink of water.
No, yeah, feel free to jump in anytime. I just did. So yeah, just to summarize, basically, off the previous stream, the main reason we're actually going about this and updating all these old kits, because there's a lot of things there that are loved, and there's a lot of things that we don't want to touch. So I just want to iterate on what is the importance of these reworks. So basically, we felt that Predecessor overall currently had a lower skill ceiling than we desired for players. We wanted them to be able to express themselves more, especially compared to other MOBAs or MOBA adjacent games. So this is something that the update is trying really hard to fix. A large part of this was our hero kits just lacking a bit of depth and a bit of like mastery and extension of the player. And you basically couldn't become extremely powerful through the heroes like mechanics themselves. So we want to elevate these to be a bit more competitive and reinforce what the game is strong at. This means the sort of patches focused on the strengths of our existing characters, reinforce those, fulfill those power fantasies, your play styles, your personalities, and basically increase the attachment to your characters and the game as a whole. This we're going about with across the board buffs pretty much. There are some nerfs here and there, but we're emphasizing doubling down on what makes each hero really unique, whether that's through more impactful abilities or tuning their numbers specifically to really amplify their strengths. This also does mean, as I said, emphasizing some weaknesses in certain areas to make sure the hero doesn't cover as much ground as it might otherwise currently do, and this helps just keep our roster a little bit more unique.
So, Blood, how many heroes have been changed?
Yeah, every single hero.
Shit.
Every single hero has been touched in some way, even the newer ones, though regardless of mostly numbers. We have sort of been slowly power creeping the game a bit. People felt it a bit with Zaynix and Morn. They've got quite a lot of strength to their kits mechanically, so we didn't need to tweak these as much as the other characters. Some of them, like those and maybe like Argus or something, we're emphasizing minor changes. So Argus is just a very quick example where we're emphasizing like his ramping damage and some of his utility, and retaining his strong scaling. But he is generally a bit of a shorter range mage in order to access all that damage, and that's where his strengths and weaknesses will come in. And we're simply doing number changes to achieve that. There's no large mechanical changes other than maybe like some ability radiuses, like his explosion on his Q and things like this, getting tweaked. Some have larger tweaks. Howitz is an example where we're adding like a mechanic to his R2000 missile where direct hits will do bonus damage. This will just reward the skill and the best things about playing Howitzer, which is just firing tons of missiles from afar, and the more accurate you are, the better you are, more rewarded you are. So we're looking into these kind of things. And then we have the really fun changes, the larger changes. Heroes like Bellica, for example, getting almost every ability changed in some way. Passives reworked, and even some cases, a brand new ability. So yeah, I think we're going to be diving into examples of some of those larger changes right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're going to be starting a little bit with Feng Mao. Let's talk about the assassin.
Yeah, talk about the assassin thing now. More specifically, yeah. We've been trying to emphasize that strength with him. He's obviously had some of that bruiser identity borrowed and brought over from Paragon, and that's something that we wanted to adjust and fix for. The further we lend into his strengths, the easier it becomes to actually counterplay and play around the character. So one of the big things we've done here is his Q is now a spell shield rather than like a health shield. It doesn't protect you anymore. The most important part about this is that his shorter trades and these like more broad durability effects are now gone from his kit, and this spell shield provides something that's a little bit harder to use but gives him very high reward. So we're into that higher risk gameplay that assassins are usually used to. And for popping it, he actually gets increased power and move speed for temporary amount of time. So this is something that will massively benefit him and reward him if he's able to execute it on like enemy CC as he dives in to assassinate a target. One of the biggest parts about him is he has a brand new passive. We've gotten rid of the basic attack current health enhancement. Instead, we are doing a unique hero takedown passive. So this is something where you want to go kill once everyone on the map, and this will give you increased physical power permanently. So once you've killed once everyone on the map, you're getting like 20% increased physical power. It's a ton of damage. It's something you want to seek to do. You want to spread your presence across the map. And it further emphasizes his strength as an assassin jungler. He still has presence in offlane. He can still be strong there. He gets it in intervals of 1, 3, and 5 takedowns. So this means in offlane you can still get your first takedown. And as you hit the mid game, you can gank mid lane, you can kill the jungler, get 3, and then later on you can pick up the last 2 if you need to. Smaller changes, like his E now does damage over 2 instances rather than 1. This just slows down his burst a little bit, so players have a bit more time to react. This gives us a bit more damage to put into it, but it's also more damage if there's only one target present within the whole targeting area. So this means isolating targets of his E provides even more damage, and again further emphasizes sort of the mastery of Feng Mao. If you can position yourself well, you're going to get a lot of bonus damage. And this comes from the fact that, again, we're doing over 2 instances, slowing down the burst a bit, and rebalancing the numbers around that fact. Finally, the most exciting thing, which you probably see in the video, is his R&B actually resets on takedown now. So you can dash in, nuke a guy, ult him. Now you've got another dash, you've got another ult. You go to the next guy, you try and kill that guy. And then you go to the next guy and try and kill that guy. And really emphasize that resetting identity the Feng Mao players are used to.
Man, I hate Feng Mao.
Oh my lord! All right, well that's pretty dang cool. That's pretty dang cool, bud. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat who are really excited to hear some of the changes and see them here in the video here. That it seems pretty excited. I saw someone in all caps say, "Is that like balanced?" But I'm sure you guys are working on it on the back end. Now, Robbie. Everyone knows you to be like the best assassin in Pred, of course. But have you been able to play with the new Feng Mao kit?
Yeah, I have. I think the changes I enjoyed the most, I think they're all pretty awesome. But the 2 things that I really enjoyed is 1, the dash, like because it's ult resets and then being able to dash after people. It's pretty fun.
Terrible.
But it presents like a new layer that you weren't thinking about before. Because you really want to make sure you reset your dash so you can go after the next person. So I really like that. And then also the passive where you have to go after specific people and kind of take them down. I really like that because a lot of the time you'll just be chilling in the off lane and you're just having your own game. But to really get a lot of benefit out of the character, you actually have to go and be active. And I think that's what Blood is really trying to encourage here, is like okay, you can just split push and do your thing if you want, but if you really want to utilize this character, then there's a lot to this kit that you can get out of him. You kind of need to go and get active. And I think that's what the game should be about, right? It should be about interacting with other heroes, having a presence on the map. And so I really like these changes, and I think people are going to have a lot of fun. It also, I think people are saying it's broken, but it's also a little harder. Like, it's not as easy as it looks to reset the dash all the time. So I think it does add a bit more depth to the character too. We just make it look good in the trailer. It is a little harder.
Yeah, I mean, also just to contextualize a bit of that idea, we did define his weaknesses a bit more. Like, his dash is now a higher cooldown, so if you don't reset it, a bit more punishment there. You can be a bit more of a sitting duck. He's also generally squishier. He's got no shield. He's not going to be buying his big bruiser items because we got more of his damage in scalings rather than base damage. So all these levers we've used should make it so that if this character misplays and does something wrong, you can still punish it and you can still kill him for making his mistakes. But it makes those highs really, really high. For Feng Mao, which is his whole thing. He's a high risk, high reward hero of that big multi-kill fantasy.
Amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited for people to play this. Like, you know, I think we should just like, let's get on to the next one, right? You know, who have we got next? We've got some Grux changes. What's happening to Grux?
Well, Grux is still Gruxing. You will all be safe to hear. There's no not Gruxing happening with Grux, so that's brilliant. But I mean, the most fun change I'll talk about first is just his Q. You'll see in the video he's got this big cone now, but he has to channel it over a period of time. So you can just tap it and do that small grab, but we wanted a way to capture that legacy long range, like big AoE grab, big team fight moment, catch opponents unawares and stuff. So yeah, we've added this new mechanic where you hold it down and it charges it up across the whole cone, and then release it. You get this long range pull your
Holy shit, that's crazy.
It's really fun to use, really exciting, a lot more potential than it had before.
Imagine getting ganked now by Grux.
So you can channel it whilst you're in the air, so you can jump towards your targets, a little bit of tech, a little bit of skill
that's
expression,
nice. I love jumping with
more
abilities.
ability casting in the air. There's a
I love that.
on other characters like Richter and stuff. So we look forward to seeing how players utilize those to get even more advantages and just more skill
I would really love that. And with Belika,
had the Omnivamp removed off his passive. That's now gone. There was a common issue with Grux where you'd fight in lane and you'd build up your bleed stacks to do more damage, and then you'd hit full bleed stacks. You're like, well, I hit full bleed stack, so now I have to keep going because now I got my Omnivamp, so now I have to keep hitting them again. And it led to this perpetual loop of, I just have to hit you so many times to get so much value out of my kit, and that's where this whole Gruxian run down the lane sort of attitude came from. So we made it a little bit more about the bleed. The bleed does significant damage, it's still there. He just had the Omnivamp portion removed, and that's being moved into a heal on his RMB. So it's still really good for these long, drawn-out, sustained fights if you want. It heals based off missing health. The more you fight, the lower you get, the bigger the burst heal. Makes it way more satisfying when you get that last second heal with your RMB, restore a bunch of HP. They're like, oh god, he's just healed, I'll try and kill him again. You get him low, and then he heals again with another RMB, and it's like, oh god, I can't quite finish him off.
Man,
So
we
you
really
have to
need
burst
a
him when he
bigger
gets low
time to
HP.
kill time.
But yeah, it's better for the short trades now. So
If I
that's an
see all this
opportunity to, like,
stuff,
just go
there's
on you a
no
little
way.
bit, do a
I
bit of
just
damage,
see
chunk you, heal back up,
that when I'm
disengage.
mid,
Rather
I'm
than
just
completely
instantly
off
dead by
this
all the
short
junglers
trades, you
now.
force him to be like, I'm against Kwang. I just have to full send level 1, level 2, level 3. It's the only way I can win this lane. We're trying to decentivize that kind of play and introduce a bit more strategy to the laning phase for Grux.
No.
We love a bit more strategy.
Get away, Ray.
We love to see it.
Leave me alone.
That skill ceiling continue to rise and, show some expression here and there. That's really exciting. And speaking of skill expression,
crazy.
I know that people have talked about Blink proxying a little bit. I know that's that is kind of a higher concept, but I do believe that Grux has now had a little bit of introduction to that. Why don't you run us through that?
Yeah, so Blink is an integral part of our game, and players have been enjoying using it for offensive and defensive players. We want to increase the skill expression and potential of this and make it a little bit more free and more interesting to use. So we've got the concept of Blink proxying, and if you don't know what this is, essentially you can start casting an ability, blink, and then you will travel to that location and use the ability there by the time the cast is finished. So Grux uses this really well because he's got his R&B and his ultimate. You can start casting those, then blink onto the target, give them a bit less reaction time. You've also got some really cool moments where you can dash with your crush ability, and then you can blink to extend the crush forward to that new location, basically. So you can surprise people if that engages as well. And just see on screen here, Aurora utilizing it herself. Multiple abilities can now utilize this on her kit as well. Her ultimate, her E, her R&B. These are all things you can start casting, blink forward, and then it will do them at that new location. So yeah, it just increases the skill ceiling for some of our more skilled players and allows them to do more surprise engages and flashier plays with a whole range of our casts. So when notes eventually do come, there will be listed which abilities are compatible with blink proxying.
I love it. Love it. This is super exciting. Yeah, I mean I actually
banning
I really
Grux,
like the
banning
Grux changes.
Feng
As
Mao,
someone
banning
who
Aurora.
plays mainly offlane,
Fuck.
I kind of feel I've seen some people in chat being like, "Oh my god, that pull is insane."
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not like the majority of you people are better than me. The majority of you people in chat.
I'm sure it's just the majority.
You should have seen Sarah, Toshi.
Wow.
That skin for
Yeah,
Sarah.
I mean, you left yourself open to that one.
I typed mommy in chat. It looks so pretty.
But I personally, whenever I'm facing a Grux now, I find that that pull feels a little bit easier for me to judge and manage a little bit, like because there's that charge up. You know, I've got a little bit more time to try and get to the side of it, sort of thing. So I personally felt there was a little bit of counterplay added into that, especially bearing in mind I play a lot of Zaris. So, you know, it gives me a nice
dash away,
dash away, which is nice.
Robbie's getting hit by it every time, though. Let's be honest. Getting hit with it every time.
That's what I liked about the Grux changes. For the Grux player, it feels really satisfying. And also because you can stop it early if you want to just use the shorter pull. But if you want the really long pull, you kind of got to wind it up and then hit them. But on the receiving end now, you can actually dodge it, right? Like if someone's trying to grab you at a distance, you can just move out the way or use an ability to dash. And so I think it just makes it much more
Watch me panic and walk right into it.
And also makes playing Grux a lot more interactive. But you still be Gruxin, which is cool.
Still be Gruxin.
Still be Gruxin. Always be Gruxin. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Shall we move on to the next hero, which is Rampage? Blood, what is changing with Rampage?
Rampage, well, the most fun thing which you'll instantly see here is we've got this new mechanic where you pick up your rock, you leap into the air with your R&B, and you actually bring the rock with you now and smash it down into that location. It is super enjoyable to do. You're just heaving this giant piece of earth and smashing it down on top of people's heads. It seems to be a theme this patch of Boris too. People, rocks, you know, chucking everything from the sky. But yeah, it does both the effects at the location, so you can burst people, stun people. It's just an extra mechanic for him to utilize his rock. There's still ways to dodge it if he leaps up into the air with it. You can obviously tell when the leap's going to come down and try and avoid it. So there's still some counterplay there, but it just gives him an extra option when using the rock to try and fake people out and surprise them, basically, which is really fun. But in terms of Rampage, speaking of him going on a rampage, his passive has been sort of redesigned a bit to reinforce this. So basically when he's getting CC'd, he'll receive extra healing and tenacity. This will allow him to stop repeat CCing from being such a problem for him. He'll be able to keep moving forward against enemy compositions of high CC, and hopefully increasing his healing will be able to survive a bit more in order to access
no more missing rooks.
He still has the normal health regen.
You're gonna hit them all now.
In the jungle, but it's not increased out of combat anymore. But yeah, and then he has this extra layer to it, basically. And then just something smaller that we added to him is his E passively now grants him extra physical power based off his health. It opens up some build diversity for him. We want him to be able to dip into these tank options and still be able to utilize all his damage scalings and such. We don't really have a lot of physical power tank itemization. It's something we might look into in future. But for now, we basically want to be able to either build Bruiser, get a lot of value out of that, and he's tuned around that. Obviously being squishier about the armor, but if he builds tank, he won't be losing out on too much damage now, and you should be able to see some fun builds opening up with large HP stacking to give you a lot of damage on Rampage.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. Robbie, have you played around with Rampage at all in playtests?
I haven't played him in a playtest, unfortunately, but I did play with him in the editor, and I found the rock change pretty cool. Like, I'm pretty scared of Rampage now. Like, he's just jumping out nowhere with a rock on me, and I'm stunned. So yeah, he's
chatting the whole match
a bit
away.
more frightening now. So I'm a little worried for myself. But it's a lot of fun to grab the rock and then like slam dunk on people. Feels quite nice.
Rayek probably in the match right now while he's typing.
We love it. And I mean, we are on the theme of kind of like fear a little bit, like Blood was talking about earlier, because coming up next, I do believe, is Kalari, another assassin, another spooky little character to go up against. Blood, take us through this.
Yeah, Kalari has quite a lot of big changes coming in. So obviously, when we ported over from Paragon, we added this new ability, the Death Mark. But we never felt it was like a fully suitable replacement for how the character could play. It didn't fulfill her play fantasy as much as we wanted to. It was just sort of what we had with the resources at the time, and now that we've got a little bit more, we've decided to shift things around a bit and be a bit more creative. So her Death Mark is now part of her passive. She still has her triple jump, but she's able to passively apply Death Mark to a target. She can only have one applied at a time, so you have to make sure you choose your target carefully, and it does have a per target cooldown, so you can't just keep repeat applying it after it pops. So yeah, that's now moved there. Her new ability on E, she basically launches up into the sky, and then she can choose a target nearby to dash straight towards, and the damage of this is increased based on whether she has the Death Mark applied. So you come in, you throw your dagger at the target, you jump up into the air, you jump onto the target, and you start attacking them and trying to assassinate them. It's really cool. It's a really fun new ability. It adds like this vertical aspect to the kit that is only improved by her triple jump. You can do some crazy things where you triple jump into the air, then E into the air and jump onto a target. You can E into the air, cancel the E, triple jump away, and you can stealth during all this. You can try and be elusive with targets. So you've emphasized her vertical mobility quite a lot. There's like a lot of cool little maneuvers you can do with this. Her stealth itself no longer actually provides an enhanced basic attack. We're sort of reinforcing the gameplay pattern that we want you to stealth near targets, but not onto them. So you want to throw daggers at them from afar. So we got rid of that mechanic. It still does a basic attack reset for jungle if you want to use it that way. But yeah, we reworked that a little bit. She also has more uptime on it, more speed as like compensation for losing this damage. And she also now gains increased health regen based off her physical pen when she's not seen by the enemy team. So this isn't just using the Q. This is like if no one sees you on the enemy team, just walking around your jungle, fighting jungle monsters, you have more health regen. In the late game, this is quite a lot. Early game, it's just a bit to help you sustain the jungle, help her clear. She does struggle a little bit in the early game because she has like no AoE abilities in order to clear the jungle with. But this is something that can help her like move in and out of a fight as well, and sustain up in the late game. So you can come in, take a bit of damage, move out, heal back up, go back in, do damage again.
Oh no.
Try and weave her way in and out of fights. And then finally, her ultimate is now more of a finisher. We didn't want her open.
Oh no. Too much people watching, guys.
As much. So we've got this new E ability. You dagger them, you E onto them, you do a bunch of damage, and then your ult does more damage based off the enemy HP. So when they're like 30 HP, you just ult through them, kill them, and then that's your chance to escape afterwards. So we basically like changed up our gameplay loop a little bit to reinforce this more assassin-like identity and ability-based assassin identity, and yeah, giving her a little bit of sustain.
I'm scared. I'm scared. As an ADC main, and not a very good one.
Hello, baby girl.
Okay, thanks, Blood. Thanks for that.
No problem.
Robbie, I know, once again, you are the assassin master here. How do you feel about Kalari's kit?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Like, the new E ability is a ton of fun. I definitely have been enjoying her a lot more. She feels a lot more, I think this is kind of the theme as well, is just to make heroes feel more interactive. Like, there's more things that you can do with them. So I feel like she's a lot of fun. I also feel like on the receiving end, she also scares me quite a bit because she can be very elusive. So yeah, I think she's going to be very interesting for people to play. I think they're going to enjoy her, but you also now have to really think about how you're going to play against the Kalari, which I think you should. Like, a good Kalari is probably going to be a big problem. but there's definitely ways that you can counter her.
Yeah, with Rampage Rook,
for example, just
or with
banning
Boris.
Right? That's my counter.
Always an option, yeah.
Well, also, you know, we're also seeing, you know, we're only showcasing some changes here, right? So you're only seeing some of the stuff that may look very OP, but you haven't seen the other stuff as well. So you kind of got to look at it in context as well.
I want to see mid laners.
Very, very true.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Reports.
Okay. Shall we jump to the next hero? We've got 2 more to show off. Because obviously, you know, we don't want to reveal everything. But gotta leave some stuff for the next couple of weeks. So next up, we have everyone's favorite, Belica. Blood, what's happening with Belica?
Well,
yeah, so quite a lot of changes for Belica, as I mentioned before. Quite a large kit rework in that regard. It's something we've been kind of wanting to adjust for a while, in terms of we felt that she wasn't living up to her full potential. So this was finally the chance to do so. And it's nice to also talk about a mage too. I'm really excited about all the mage changes, honestly, but Belica's a really good one. So one of the biggest changes is her passive. It's still doing the whole, you max an ability, you get a benefit for it, but we wanted to make these a bit more interesting. So for example, the R&D placement,
do you
it
see
doesn't
that?
just do a bit more damage now, it instead blows up, and then it has like a second like echo bomb that's left behind after, and that explodes again on a second delay in order to deal extra damage. So this reinforces like the stun combo, and again, more skilled Belicas or with more setup are able to deal more damage, and that also improves her wave clear just in a more interesting way. Another fun one is her ultimate. So when she's level 16, so it's really late game, we wanted to give something really big and impactful. So when she kills someone with her ultimate now, it resets fully, so full cooldown resets, and not even temporary like thing now. So you can go around, you can go combo with the next person, which is really exciting. The reason we're able to do this is because we've changed the R quite significantly. It's no longer targeted. Even though we just added a targeted ability to Kalari, we're trying to remove most lock-ons from the game where possible, and incentivize higher skilled gameplay. So this is it's not the most hard to hit skill shot. It's still fairly forgiving, but you can miss it now, and it does a lot more damage for it. It's a piercing skill shot now, so you can get multiple targets, which leans into the whole resetting thing even more so. If you're able to line up multiple targets for a kill, you're able to then shoot again and get more kills and get more resets. And we also added a bit of utility to it. Belica's someone who can't interact with the air as much. But
insane.
Upwards. We gave it a small silence, which allows her to interrupt abilities. This means if Howitz is ulting, Gideon's ulting in the sky, she now has a way to deal with it if she wants to utilize her ultimate for that, obviously foregoing what is probably more damage. She gets a bit of utility for that.
That's
on top of
insane.
that, we've got a couple smaller changes, but the drone now attacks people when you hit abilities. This is really cool because you also have the synergy of the double bombs. The bomb hits them twice, the drone hits them twice. So you've got some cool little fun things there. But it's a way for her to use the drone more proactively and not just letting the enemy choose to hurt themselves when they're inside the drone radius. You have a bit more autonomy over the kit. And the Q, we've given it a fixed delay instead of it traveling along the ground before it does the damage and stun. This is mainly just to stop the close range knockups being too instantaneous for people to basically avoid and counterplay, but maintaining the same sort of like stun sort of counterplay at longer ranges.
Yeah, so when she's level 16, you can reuse her ult if you kill someone with it.
This is great.
I was reading chat.
A silence. Yeah, a silence.
I don't think people realize like it's not a lock on anymore.
With her ultimate, I
so
believe
everyone was like, "This is horrible," and then it's not a lock on. People were like, "W change." I'd never see people change that fast.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, maybe should have led with that.
Yeah.
But it's not a look on anymore.
Honestly.
I did want to pick up on one thing you said there, Declan. You said it was you said it was hard. Sorry, you said it was still like a relatively forgiving skill shot.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me sad because I've definitely missed them.
Yeah, me too. I actually
you have as well? Okay,
yeah,
good.
I'm like,
just me.
He said it's easy, and I'm like, damn, I found it pretty hard.
I know. Like, my heart was just like, oh, see, you're so bad at this game. Why do you play Prep?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of misses come down to muscle memory too. People still expect it to be a lock on when they're testing, that they're like, oh, and then they fly.
I will definitely miss that ult.
To know when they're like, oh god.
That is true.
It definitely takes some getting.
I will definitely miss it.
Yeah, Robbie, have you had a chance to try out Belica?
Yeah, I played because I missed the ultimate a few times, but yeah, she's a lot of fun. I really like the basic attack, you know, the actual triple shot now.
Oh yeah,
which is pretty unique. So to me, that was pretty cool. It makes firing her gun just feel pretty satisfying because it's actually 3 bullets now, 3 instances of damage, which is cool. Yeah, I really like all the changes. I think the ultimate change is super interesting. I need to get better at hitting it, but once I do, then hopefully I can take advantage of the reset.
Yeah, no, I forgot to mention it there. The basic attack of the 3 damage instances just makes her weapon feel a bit more unique. So thanks for touching on that. We also give her a little bit increased on-hit damage with it, so she has 40% on-hit effectiveness per bullet. So this also makes like Prophecy builds and Typhoon builds more viable on her. So we're just opening up the old options where possible. And
that was already really strong on her. I felt like.
Hopefully we see the meta evolve a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
I do like that
All
because
I'm gonna say is I've never missed the ultimate. Mostly because I haven't played it, but I've never.
It will
missed.
be
You know,
nice.
I'm just gonna keep that out there.
When you're against the carry, right, and you can just build Typhoon and stuff like that. Prophecy.
I know the first time I'm
you can go for a carry build against the carry. That will make it more viable to play mages against carries on mid lane.
This is really exciting. I think you're really nailing the whole like skill, expression part. I'm really excited for the changes that we've seen so far. We have one more change to go over, and that is our beefy ghost boy, Sevarog.
Oh wait, choice. I actually got it wrong. There are 2.
There are 2?
Yeah, there's 2.
2 what?
We got 2 more. 2 more.
2 more?
2 more. Yeah, we got a surprise one.
Oh.
Yeah. Scroll down a little bit. It should be there.
Yeah. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
No worries. Let me just throw up the Bellica one just for now, so you guys can continue to watch that.
Yeah.
While I get this.
Yeah. No, this is fine. This is all actually part of the plan. So
I know how to do this, guys. Once again, I'm good at this.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah. I think you're doing great.
But still, Sevarog is the beefy ghost boy is not last. But
he's the next one.
He is the next one.
Go on, Blood. Go on, Blood.
So Sevarog, he's first thing you might notice he's a little bit bigger. There's a few characters we've done this with actually increased their size of certain tanks. We want them to feel a bit more intimidating, particularly in the later stages of the game. And when you got those big shoulder pads, you should be towering over your opponent. So that's something we wanted to emphasize a bit more. And speaking of the shoulder pads, the most exciting thing about Sevarog is definitely the passive additions. And I say additions because it's not really changed much. He still gains his stacks, he still gains his health. But on top of that, each tier now has some unique effects. So we wanted to reward Sevarog for hitting these particular tiers and emphasize that sort of scaling fantasy and just add a bit more fun in there. So for example, his Q no longer heals, but when you hit the first tier, he gains just some Omnivamp, which allows him to sustain the lane or sustain fights and stuff and be a bit more beefy. And all of these are going to be in theme with his whole sort of drain bruiser tank theme as he scales throughout the game. The second tier is a magical armor reduction aura. So basically nearby allied mages will benefit from this, but also himself. It's % shred, allows him to just intimidate other tanks and then bring those down in the mid to late game. The third one's very fun. This brings back the old ultimate executing minions mechanic that was long gone before, but now you have it again, so you can use your ult to execute them, and it's also on a way lower cooldown, so you have access to it more. And then the fourth shoulders makes that aura that you had before also do additional damage based on target's max HP every second. So you just stand near people and they start dying. You are literally this Reaper of Death that's just projecting this aura of death, and people just start falling around you. So it just makes those really cool tiers a bit more exciting. That
sounds so cool.
And it's pretty awesome. He also has the dash damage now. So basically when he dashes through someone, we wanted to make the ability a bit more interesting. It does some damage based off his health, and it slows the target. So we removed the slow off the root, moved it to here, splits up his CC a bit, splits up his tools, and it's also just nice for when you dash through someone, set up your ult, you're less likely, like, stakes maybe you might.
I saw people talking about it as well in
chat. You've got a slow to help you set it up, and maybe you'll land those a bit more consistently.
Now Blood's bullying me. Blood's like the nicest person
Fire Blossom on Saf. Holy shit.
Me as well.
That sounds crazy, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Robbie, have you enjoyed Sevarog recently?
Yeah,
I do believe so.
I think I played him quite early on when we made the changes. I really like the additions to his passive. It feels like not only do you get like that visual change, but you're getting like this meaningful change, making progression throughout the game on stacking things. So I really like it. Also, he's pretty massive. Like he's pretty massive at full stacks, and he takes a lot of screen space, which I think is really cool because one, he has a bigger hitbox, so he can soak up more damage for your team. But two, he just feels like so big when you're like trying to, especially against an Argus,
cool.
when you're beating down on an Argus, it's hilarious. Like it really fills the fantasy of like you're this kind of reaper of souls because you're just towering over him, and so I love it.
Yeah.
Sephiroth against Argus.
I really
oh
wish
man, that sounds like fun.
A size comparison for 7 Argus now.
Yeah.
Maybe,
that'd be cool.
Maybe we'll throw something on Twitter for this. I think this needs to be done. Okay?
Let's go.
Somebody remind me tomorrow, and we'll do that. I like it. Awesome. So the last hero that we're going to be looking at, and I saw somebody in the chat say they've not shown any carries, and you're right, we didn't, but we're about to. We're going to show you Kira. So Bludge,
I thought maybe Skylar with the new how she looks.
Yeah, so Kira, our first original character. There were some bigger changes I wanted to sort of do further. I felt that she should have almost already have from her initial conception. These are things that we did try out before, but the power budget average of level of heroes was just too low, and this is why 1.4 is so exciting, because we could raise that up and we can add all these things that we've wanted to see for so long. So her passive now has this extra layer to it. If you fully stack an enemy hero, you get this effect called Umbra. And basically what this does is buff Kira. And if you hit any other target whilst you have this effect, you also full stack them. And if it's a hero, you're going to refresh the duration. This buff also enhances your R&B cooldown, so this isn't tied to hitting the ability anymore. This is tied to Umbra. It's retroactive, so if you use your R&B to acquire stacks, you're going to activate the passive, activate the lower cooldown, and it also increases your dash range, which is the most exciting part, because it allows you to be way more mobile within a fight. And that leans into the mechanic that I've always wanted for her, which is a resetting dash for Kira. Something that leaned really well into her ultimate play pattern. You're able to go in there, stack up the passive, and as soon as you do, dash in, ult onto everyone. And if you can kill someone quick enough, you can dash again, maybe dodge an ability. If you kill someone else, you can dash again. It allows you to easily clean up fights. It's kind of our sort of like identity as like our assassin ADC. So leaning into that higher burst playstyle and trying to nuke targets and dash around a fight, and playing higher risk with your little carry body diving into the middle of a team fight.
Sounds good.
Yeah. No, that's I
Boris
very much like the dash change there. Like I played a little bit just to try and get some footage for, I can't remember what, maybe this, but then somebody better got it anyway. So it didn't matter. And I found it super fun. Robbie, have you played a bit of Kira recently?
Yeah, I did. I think I found her a lot of fun. It's funny because I think people in chat were like, what happened to ADCs? It's gonna be so tough playing ADCs now, like with all these changes, but she's actually a menace. So I think the cool thing is if everyone's overpowered, no one's overpowered. And so I really like the Kira changes. And I think also it just adds a bit more skill to it. So I quite enjoyed that part.
As a Kira main for a long time, this is a really exciting change. This is really cool. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I love the dash reset. I feel like that is definitely one of the things that was lacking in her kit because of how close you had to be for her ultimate. But now you dash in, ult, and if you get that kill, then you're dashing right back out, or even further, like me, because I love the W key. It's my favorite key. I can't help it.
Yeah, no, it's great. These are basically like breadcrumbs compared to all the changes that are coming, as Robbie alluded to. Like, all the carries are getting big changes. Murdoch, Sparrow, Grim, they're all super exciting, super fun. I can't wait for everyone to start playing them. There are tools and fun ideas for everyone to start diving into when the patch drops.
That's it. And bear in mind, this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? There's changes to all heroes in 1.4. So I don't know how many we've shown. Like what, maybe 6, 7, 8? Can't count. Doesn't matter.
I think
not.
I think it's like 7.
Not the majority.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. I'm very, very excited for people to get their hands on 1.4 in general. It's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah, super excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well,
that
was a pretty beefy. That was a pretty beefy stream. Not gonna lie, we're an hour and a half in, and like you guys said, we're just scratching the surface. There's so much more to this patch, so much more to the future of Pred that you guys have been alluding to and have been, stoking a little bit of fire of excitement for these next couple of, patches and, just the future of Predecessor. This is absolutely, this is really exciting. I'm very happy with it. What about you guys? How you guys feel about it?
Yeah, feel pretty excited. I think the guys did a really great job. This is just what 6 or 7 of the heroes, and there's like another 30 plus to go. So there's a lot of stuff in there, and then all the other things that the guys have been working on, from the Discord partnership to the battle pass and all the other stuff that's also in the patch. I think it's going to be a pretty exciting time to play Predecessor. So really looking forward to the patch, and I just can't wait to play it with everyone on live.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It's a huge patch, as you said, and as much as I love diving into like the battle pass and the big scary bear, just all the hero changes is going to make it so fun. I can't wait to see the amazing plays that people can do. Yeah, I'm just very excited to just consume content, basically.
Sex, how do you feel?
I'm excited. I'm nervous because with the skill ceiling going up, I've got more work to do. But it's cool, we'll work on it. We'll get some coaching done. It'll be fine. It's going to be all right. No, I'm genuinely really excited for people to play it. I feel like we say it at the end of every stream, like, oh, I'm really excited, but it is genuine excitement.
Yeah, Penguin Wars cooldown. That would be a nice one.
I see Robbie and Blood playing Pred all the time. Like, I don't know when you do sleep, by the way.
We're not familiar with that concept.
I know, clearly, but so when we're talking about excitement, it's genuine. Like, we actually really can't wait for you to play it. So when the update drops, please.
I need coaching. What do you mean?
In Discord, in Reddit, all of those good places.
Let's see if I can make it back into Diamond today.
I think so too. I'm excited to see what you think, and I'm excited to see what I think, because I can't wait to get my hands on this, play it, go crazy, earn some loot cores, earn some opal. I told Robbie, I think on Twitter or something like that I'm going to get a better skin than him first from a loot core or something like that. I don't know.
Seeing Robbie's luck, like, I feel like you probably will.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all seen that on Reddit.
That Reddit post was incredible. So good. So I'm pretty sure I've got good odds. I've got good odds for sure. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you everyone who tuned in. Thank you everyone who enjoyed the stream. We will be uploading this later on, so that you can revisit this and watch the Boris, launch people in the air and smash them down into the ground multiple times over and over again, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Once again, follow us all over, the platforms. You can actually see them down in the corner over there. And
I think so. What I think they changed about the Fae is because I saw those finds, right?
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Stegs,
branches,
and
stuff in the ground,
to our dog.
And
even though
it looked huge, like it looks really big. Like normally, I believe it's somewhat smaller.
For sure. Thank you everyone for watching, and that's it for us. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you guys.
Peace out.
Wait, I want to. Okay, wait. I kind of want to let him get really fucked up here and then see if I can res him.
All right.
No, chase him. No, don't go after me. Oh my god! Ah!
You are maidenless.
All right, guys. Well, try to get back in Diamond, huh? I will stop the live stream on YouTube, maybe restart it, so I can save this as a review. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to see all this happening in Predecessor. It looks really awesome. I can't wait.